Hello and welcome back. So today we are going also to look at background services and other parts of background services like templates, the templates that we are going to use when sending our emails. And also we are going to check on how we are able to send emails using our background services. By now you should be able to know how the background services is working or which the main function of background services as I explained in the earlier video. So if you go to the previous video, you'll be able to understand the work of background services. And our background services here is will be able to help us to schedule the task. And we are going to have like 3 or 2 tasks that one will be checking if there is a user who has been registered and email has not been sent to them. And also we are going to have another service that we will be checked by background services, or we are going to check using background services if there is a parcel that have been created and the emails has not been sent to the person who is a recipient and also the sender. And also there will be a service that will be checking if the emails have been or the parcel have been delivered and the emails have not been sent to the recipient and also to the sender. So right now I want us first of all to make sure that we push our code to GitHub as we are doing right now here. So I'm going to open the terminal here, and also I'm going to clear everything. So just like that, and here also I'm going to add git add like that to add everything. I'm going to add the code that we added last time. So here I'm going also to do the comment. So here I'm going to add or to say started on background services, background services. So let me type it here. Background, it should be background services like that. So I'm going to add that, and here I can also be able to see the branches that we have. So you can see right here we have 3 branches already. We have worked with for our backend here, and also right now we are working on our background services, and you can see background services here has been highlighted using green. So I'm going to push now the background services here. So this one is git push and then origin, and now I can be able to push background services branch because this is the branch that you are working on. So this is background services, and now let us push. I'm going to enter my passphrase here, and then my code will be pushed to my GitHub. So right here you can be able to see that our code has been pushed, and if I come to my GitHub here, we need to see this notification here that is for background services has been pushed. And if you aren't able to understand what we are doing, go back and watch the previous video so that you understand the what we are talking about. So this is the branch that you are working on, and if you come here, you'll be able to see that here we have now a background. You can see here had recent pushed 31 seconds ago, so I can compare here and then also pull request. So create a pull request here, and the other thing is also here it will be checking for ability to merge automatically, and after that now I can click here merge confirm, and then here I have confirmed. If I come here to the insights and then come back here to network, you'll be able to see how we are working on our code. So right here you can see we had our bucket branch here that we merged here after we finished working on our backend, and also here you can see we have created this background services here, and also we have merged that. So this is the work of project manager, and this is how you need to know to work, because you need to work in a group of teams if you are working for a company, and this is how you'll be able to track your code. So the project manager will be responsible for this master branch here, or to merge the code that you are pushing as developers, and then developers will be assigned different branches which they will be working on. So now that is it. I think now you are able to understand how we are tracking our code, And the other thing that I notice is that also 80% of those people who are watching this YouTube channel, they have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and this is a great disservice, and I kindly urge you to subscribe and also like this video, and also you can leave a comment. Let me know how this project is taking you. And now after that, now let's continue with our background services, to work on our background service right here, because you can see we are on background services here. Let's get into our code. And the other thing that I want to show you in this diagram is that we are sharing the same MongoDB here. So what we are going to do here, let's start looking at our models here, and our models will be the same with the ones for the background services here, or for the backend, that is. So here I'm going to create the same models. So you can see we have this model for Parcel and for the user. So that's what we are going to do, and then we are going to copy code from this Parcel and user, because they are just similar. We are using the same database. So let me come here into the models, and I'm going to create a file that is called parcel.js, like that. And also we are going to have another one that is called user.js, like that. And right here now, let me get into my backend here for the models, and then for the Parcel here, for this model, I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to copy it like that. Let me copy it, and then I'm going to get here to this model for the background services, and right here I can be able to copy and paste it there. Remember, we had already also make sure that we install this mongoose and everything. And now the other thing is that I'm going to come here to this one for the user, and I'm going to copy everything here because it's just the same. So let me paste it here like that, and then I'm going to save this. I'm going also to come here to this Parcel and save, and I'm going to close them because we need to have a space that we can work on. So like that, and now right here we can also close this up for backend because we are not working for a backend. So the other thing that I want us to have is our templates. So let me do that. So here I can be able to just go to the previous project that I showed you in my demo, and I want to just make sure that I copy some things from there. For example, this project here is on this YouTube 2024, and then we are calling it send it, and it is in background services where we have these templates. So you can see these templates. So I'm going to copy them, and you'll find the link to get all these template in the description of this video. I will attach a link there whereby you can be able to download these templates. So I'm going to get into my code here, and I'm going to paste them here. So I'm going to come here and try and paste those those templates here. And right here, because I see that we cannot be able to do that, what I'm going to do is that I can try and maybe let me open it like that, and then these templates here like that, I can try and copy. I'll put them to these background services here. It should be on the root of these background services. So I'm going to make sure that I add it there. And if you check now, right now, you can be able to see that we have templates. So these templates, these are the ones that we are going to use to send our emails. And I want to show you what are these templates here. And also the other thing that I want you to notice is that if I open, for example, this one is talking about delivered parcel.ejs. So we in the last video we installed EJS package that will help us to template our email. But generally, this delivered parcel.ejs here is just a HTML code that will be sent with our email, so that emails will be looking fine. So we are able to send data using this template, and that one you can be able to see it here down. So you can scroll down, and right here you can be able to see how you send the data using this template. For example, you are going to send the sender name here. We are going to send this from which destination to which destination. You can see the sender here and recipient, the cost, the weight, and you can see this one. This is how we are going to send that data using this template. Don't worry if you are not able to understand right now, just follow with me. You'll be able to understand that in the later videos. And also I'm going to copy this. Let me copy this to show you how this look like. So it's just a HTML and HTML code that we are going to use. So I want to also to show you for this one, for welcome here, also you can see the data that we are going to send here. Welcome to send it. Also here you can see we are sending full name, email, and then the password. So you are going to understand as we are going, or as we are progressing with our project. So keep in just stay there, you'll be able to understand that. So I want to show you how this work and or how this template look like. So I'm going to come here and here I can be able to create like a file. Let me try and create a file here. So this time let me first of all make sure that I maybe can come here. So I'm going to copy, or I'm going to create a file here of which eventually I'm going to delete, because this one is just a demo to show you how the templates look like, so that most of you will be able to understand. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to open it in a web. So this project that we are working on is on these documents here, and if you check here you can be able to see this send it, and here you can be able to see now this file that we have created here, index.html. So I want to open it. So I'm going to come here to the files and try and open it. So if you open it, you can be able to see this is just a template here, and already here you can see we have a little bit of animation, but you'll be able to see that animation is not working on when we are sending the email. So if you watched the demo video, you are able to see these emails that I sent. For example, this one is for delivered parcel. You can be able maybe to copy for this welcome here. So if I copy this and maybe make sure that I create another file here, or maybe another file here, you'll be able to see that. So this one we are going to call it welcome.html here, like that. And when I paste this also and save and then go back here, you'll be able to see that when we open it, you can see that we have like this template here. We have the image, we have where we can say hello, and then we are going to pass now the name as we are sending that email. Also we are going to add the email and the password here. So that are the main things that you are going to have. So here I'm going to save to close this, and also I'm going to close this. So I'm going also to delete these two files here, because I have already shown you what is templates. So it's just a HTML code. So I'm going to delete this, so and put it in a trash. And also this one here I'm going to delete it. Let me delete it like that. So right here now we are in background services, so let's do that. So let's continue with other parts. So right here you can see we have templates. I'm going to attach these templates so that you'll be able to just add them to your project. So I'm going also to remove this, and also to remove this delivered parcel here. And let me also close this. So now the other thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure that I actually now start working here for the helpers. And here we can actually create a file that we are going to call it send mail. And this one we are going to create here because we need to make sure that we create a function that will be reusable in here in helpers. So I'm going to create here a file that is called sendmail.js, like that. And now here I can be able now to create that. So I don't know if I installed another package that is called node mailer that we are going to use. So let me see if I installed it. So I can come here to package.json and able to see if I installed the node mailer. So you can see we install node mailer and also EJS. So that is okay. So I'm going to close that package.json, and right here I want first of all to create a send mail function, and this is where we are. This one is that will help us to send emails. So first thing first, make sure that you at least import node mailer, because that's the package that we are going to use to send emails. So node mailer here. So let me see node mailer like that. Also, the other thing that we are going to do is to actually get .env here and import it. So require .env like that. Also, we are going to at least make sure that we config this .env so that we can use variables that are on .env file like that. Now, the other thing is that we need to create a transporter, because this one will help us to send emails. That's the first thing that you should do. So here I'm going to create a function. So create a function here, and this function you are going to call it create transporter like that. So create transporter, and then the other thing is, yeah, we need to at least add configs, yeah, as an argument, and then here now we can have now the function to create transporter. So I'm going to do const, and then here I can create transporter. So transporter like that, and in here also I can be able to now get the transporter from node mailer. So you can see this one should be node mailer. I added it as node mail. So this is node mailer. So this here also should be node mailer. And then here I want to have a function that is called create transport. So this one here. So like that, and then we are going to accept config here that we are passing as an argument. So after this, now we need only to return that transporter. So let me do that. So return transporter here, transporter like that. And then after that, now down here, what we can be able to do is that we are going to create configurations, and these configurations are just simple things. So this actually should be an object, and this object will have something like a service here, and this service will be, we are going to use Gmail here to make things simple. So also we are going to have host. So the host here will be, let me do smtp dot gmail.com like that. And also here we are going to have the port. So we are going to have the port here, and the port will be 587. And then also we are going to have require TLS. So require TLS like that. And this one will be true. Also we are going to have out here. So this one is out. And the other thing is here, now we are going to add several things. So inside this out is just also an object. So we are going to have the user. So this is the email that is going to send that to send the email. So here we are going to use the .env file. So here we are going to create a variable that is called email. So you can see here process.env.email, and I'm going to add that in few seconds. So here also we are going to have the pass, and this one is the password of the email that we are going to use to send emails. So this one also is process.env, and then password like that. And then now I'm going to leave it here first of all, and I want to show you something, because remember, this password is not the regular email password. This one, you create something that is called app password in your email. So let's do that first of all. So I'm going to come here, and before that also, here in a .env, I need to create those two variable. So we have these two variable. The one is the email. You can see this email here and also the password. So here I can come here to this part and I create for the .env here, I create the variable name email and also the password here like that. And this is where now we are going to press those two. So for the email, I'm using a different email. So this one here, Alok Mondala. So the first thing that you need to do, select the email that you want to use to send emails. So I'm going to get into my inbox first of all, and then I'm going to select the email that I'm going to use. So this is loading here, and also I'm going to just select here the email that I'm going to use is this Alok Mondala here. And after this one, there's something that you need to make sure that you do. First thing that you need to do is to make sure that you have enabled two-factor authentication. So this one is Alok Mondala. Yes, you can see Alok Mondala here. And then the other thing that we need to make sure is also we go to the manage. So we can come here to the security manage. First of all, let me copy this email because this is the email that you are going to use to send the emails. So I'm going to copy it, and here we are going to add it here. Then the other thing is we are going to use or to have is to create a password, app password. So let's come here. So we are going to come here and manage your account, something of the sort. And when it opens here, you can come up here and write app password or just app, and you can see down here you have app passwords. So, and then this is from the security part. So you can also come to the security and then look for app passwords. So here I'm going to click on that, and the first thing that I told you need to have is you need to have enabled two-factor authentication. So let me go back. Before I do that, I'm going to show you under this security tab here, you need to make sure that you have enabled two-factor authentication. As you can see here, two-step verification has been enabled. So that's the one of the requirements that Google will be able to at least require you to be able to have done before you create the app password. So then you can come here and then you can click here app password or write here app password, and you can see here this app password, and then you need to enter the password of the email and that you use to get into the inbox of that email, and then you go next. After that, now you'd be able to be redirected to this. Here you can see we have only one app password, and if you want to create another one, you just come here and maybe for this one we can call it send it because our app is called send it, and then create. So when you create here, you'll be able to see the password here. For example, this is one of the password that I have created, and you can create several passwords. So I'm going to copy this like that, and this is the one that you are going to have here. So make sure that you do for your application and for your email, the email that you are going to use to send emails. And here you need to remove these spaces to just let's remove these spaces here like that, and then we are going to save. So this password here, this is the one that you are going to use. And and then the other thing is that don't try to use this, because even if you try to use this, it won't work because I'm going to delete the password here. So after here I can say done, and here I'm going to delete this after this video because it will pose some security issues in my email. So that is it. So the other thing that I'm going to do now is to continue with where we left. So we here in our send email JS here. So after that, here down, we need to create now the function that will be reusable. And this one, we are going to call it send mail. And here we can have now this function. So let's create this function. and here we can accept now message. We are going to accept message option like that as an argument, and I'm going to show you where these message options will be important. So here now we are going to have now the first thing is the transporter. So const and then transporter. So remember we created transporter. So what we can do is to call the function create transporter. So you can see create transporter that is up here. You can see this one here. We are going to accept it or to call it, and then also you can see we need to make sure that we call the we need to add the configurations, and we have already created the configurations up here, this one here as an object. So that's what you need to add here. So after that, now the other thing that you need to do is to verify. And something else that I forgot is to add here async and also here await, because this we don't know the time that it will take to create our transporter. So here we need now to call the await and then do transporter. So here the transporter, and then I'm going to do something like verify here. And if you want to understand how to use node mailer, you can go to their documentation and read more about how to use transporter. So here also I'm going to add await, and then here is a transporter. So here let me do transporter, and then also I'm going to call this function that is called send mail, and in here this is where we are going to actually now pass the message options. So you can see here we are accepting in this email here, send mail here function. You can see we are accepting send option. This one is the one that we are going to add here, or to pass here to this transporter dot send email, and then here we can add it like that. And in here now, if I do that, we can also have we are going to have two arguments. The first one is this message options. The other thing is a callback function here, and this callback function we are going to have either the error or the information. So we are going to have the error or info like that. So if we have error, so inside here now we need to check if we have error. So if we have error like that, or this error, I don't know, I call it error here. So I need to send or to console log here. So console log, so console.log here, and we can add, or we can just console log this error here. So let me show you like this, or else that means, that we can console log the ID of that email. So console.log, and here to get that ID is info. So the information that we have gotten here in the callback here, and then we are going to do info dot the response. So the response, you are going to see this response here like that. So I'm going also to save this. So let me format and then save this file. So the last thing that we have that we need to do is to make sure that we export this function that is called sendmail, because this one we are going to use it in different files. So here I'm going to do module dot exports like that, and then here we are going to add send mail like that. So as simple as that. Let me save that and also make sure that I format my code. You can see send mail now. So now this function is complete. You can see what we did here. Also we added the email. This is where I want you to concentrate on how this is the email that we are going to send, to use it to send to other emails, and you can see this app password here that we have created. So I'm going to close this also, and also this, and then now we need to get to create those functions here that we are going to use to send our emails. For example, we are going to have a function that we are going to call the welcome email. So let me do that. So welcome email. So welcome email here. .js like that. And in here we can have now what we call the function that will be checking for a database for our user who is for the user who has a status of 0. That means that has been newly created and email have not sent to them. And then here we can have now the function to do that, and also maybe make sure that we update that user to a status of 1. That means that email have been sent to them. So here I'm going to first of all import EJS, and we are going to require here EJS like that. Also, the other thing that we are going to import here is .env. So here we have .env, and then here is we are going to require that. So .env, and the other thing is we are going to have now to call the send mail. So remember the function that we have created in helpers that is called emails, send emails, that is. So here we are going to have require, and then here we can have the helpers, and then this function that we call send mail. So the other thing is, or that we are going to import, is the user models here. So the user model is from, we can import it from models. So here is the models, and then also the user here like that. And then here the last thing that also we are going to have is crypto.js. So crypto.js here, I'm going to show why we need it here, because let me first of all make sure that we have that here. So we have crypto.js, and we are going to import from crypto.js, and right here, because we have not installed crypto.js here. So let me check here in our package.json, and yeah, I don't see like we installed the crypto.js. So I'm going to open another terminal here, and this terminal here we are going to get into background services, and then we are going to install crypto.js. So cd into background services like that, and then here I can do npm install, and then we are going to install crypto, and then js like that. So this is crypto.js, and then when we install this, we are going to use it to decrypt our password. So let me do that. So after that, now we have installed it, and then also we can go back to our background services here, and DB connection is successful. So we are here in the welcome email here, and then we can require it. So require crypto, you can see crypto.js is this one like that. And then now we can create now the function, or before that we can do .env .config like that. And then here, let me now create the function here. So we are going to have a function here that we are going to call it send, or be able to call it send welcome email like that. And here we can have, now this the function here like that. So this is where we are going to make sure that we create that function, and also make sure that this function we can export it. So module.exports, and then here we can be able to send it, because we need to make sure that we do that, because we are going to call it in our scheduler, our task scheduler. So here we are going to send it. So here it is send welcome email like that. Now let's start. Now inside here we need now to have everything, or now we need to start creating our function here. So the first thing that we are going to do here is to make sure that we check for the users that has a status of 0. That means that they have been registered but email have not been sent to them. So this is await. Here we need to have async. Okay, async await. So also here we need now to use await, and then we are going to do user. So this user is from our model, and then here we can have dot find like that, and then here we to find we can use status, and then we need the status of 0. So that this means that this will be checking for the users that has a status of 0 only, so it will ignore any the users with any other status like 1 or 2. So here also, after we have gotten those users, first of all we need to make sure that those users are present, and to make sure that are present, because they would be in array, we need to do dot length, yeah, and then we can be able to look for greater than 0. And after that, now we need now to start looping, because we need to send, if there are many, also we need to send emails to them. So here we need to say for, and then here we can say let, and then here you can add user like that, of users like that, and then this is how you can be able also to loop. So you can see let user of users here. Now this is where we are looping, and the first thing that we need to make sure that we do, because we are going to send and the password here, and remember, if we fetch like this, remember the password has been hashed or has been encrypted. So we are going to first of all make sure that we get the password, so the hashed password here, so the hash password like that, and then here we need to call now the crypto.js here, the crypto.js, and then here we can use AES. Remember that we encrypted using this function that is called AES or AES here, and dot, now we are going to decrypt like that, and here we can be able to now get user dot password. So we have the user dot password here. So, and then here we need to also add the variable that we use to encrypt that password. So we need to add process.env here, and then here we can have now the pass. The pass, this one we used when we were on our backend. So here is .env. So we are going to add a variable here called pass. And in here now we are going to copy that from our backend, because this is where we encrypted our, remember this is where we encrypted our password. So I'm going to copy this here like that, and then I'm going to close it and then paste it here, because it should be the same, the one for encrypting and also for decrypting. So I'm going to save that, and in here now we have this hashed password, and to make it text, a regular text, what we need to do here is also to make sure that we create an original password. So original password like that, and in here we need now hashed password here like that. And then the other thing that we can do is to do dot string, and then here inside this function we can call crypto.js. So let me just come here, call crypto.js, as you can see here, this crypto.js, and then the other thing is here encode, and we are going to use UTF-8. You can see UTF-8 here like that. Now we have an encrypted password right here. So this is original password, and now we can call EJS. Yeah, so this EJS here we are going to render file. So this one is a function, and then here this is where we are, in this function we are going to pass several things. First of all, we are going to make sure that we add our templates. So our templates is in the templates, and then the template that you are going to use. So you can see this, we are specifying the folder, and the folder should be in the root of these background services. So here we have templates, and then we are going to use this template that is called welcome.ejs. This is where we have our template that we are going to use. And now the other thing is that here we are going to pass several things. Now we are going to pass the this information like full name and then the password and something of the sort. We are going to do them. We are going to do that to pass them. So to pass them, we need to make sure that we specify here. So you can see we are specifying the full name, and the full name here we are getting it now from the user, and then full name dot full name, like that. Also we are going to have the password like that, and this one we are getting from use no, not user dot password, because that will be hashed, and we are going to get it from original password here, like that. And then the last thing that we are going to pass is email, like that, and then this one will be from user dot email, like that. So now the other thing after this, now this argument, is that we can have now the callback function that will have either an error or info or information. And here let me just go back here. So this one will be a callback function, and this callback function we can now be able to do several things inside here. So we can also be able to check if it is an error, or maybe if there is a information. So if it is successful, if we render this file successfully, we are going to get info. But if we render it error, the way it should not be, then it should be an error. We need to have an error. So I want to close this, and I want to show you how to pass, where we are passing this full name, the password, and then the email here. So remember, we are using this welcome.ejs here as our template. So let's open the welcome.ejs here. So you can see here we need to pass the full name here, the email, and the password. So that's why you can see here we have the full name, the password, and the email, and then the email here. And you see they need to be called the same with the variable that you are passing here. So that's how we are passing the information. So inside here now, in the callback function, first thing, need to add here async, like that. And then here we need now to make sure that we pass the information, or we are going to create here something. We are going to call this message option. And if you remember, we need to pass these message options in our send email function that we created in our helpers. So here I'm going to push this down right here so that you can have the space. So here we need to have the first thing that we need to have is we are going to have from. So the email here, from now the process, we are going to get it from the which email. Now this is from process.env, and then email, like here, like that. So we are sending from now this email that we added. And also we are going to send to which email. So we are going to send to the user.email, like here. And also now we are going to, also the other thing that we are going to specify is also the subject. And you can see also this is an object. So the subject here will be welcome to send it, so send it, like that. So the other thing that we need also to send now is we are going to send the data, HTML here. So this HTML is the data, as you can see here. So this one, or just info, we can just call it info, because here we called it info. So here you can see we called it info. So this is the one that you are going to pass here as a HTML, because after ejs.render, now this one we are having, if it renders correctly, we need to have this info, and this info is the one that we are adding here, or you can call it data, the way you want to call it. So after we have this, now if we have now these message options here, we need to do try you can see try catch here because we can have error. So here inside here, we can try and now send the email. So we are going to use this send email here and then pass those message option. So message option you can see here. So we have message options here, and if it is successful, actually here also I think we need to make sure that we await like that, and then if it is also successful, then we need to update the status of that user because we don't want to keep sending them email after every second. So I'm going to do await, and then here I can use user now, user, and then I can do find by ID. So find by ID here, find by ID, and then update and update here like that. And then here we need to pass now user and then underscore ID because we need to know which user to update. And then here we can set. So let us do set. So set, and then the other thing is here for the set we need to set status. So the same status we need to set it to actually 1, and also you can do something like user dot status plus 1. Here also something else that you can do here, you can add user dot status because it will be 0 and then plus 1 like that. You can do that, but in our case I'm just going to add it as 1 like that. So that means that now that after we have successfully sent the email here, then it means that we are going to have, you can see here also I think I can actually remove this. So this one will be await and then user dot find by ID and update. So we are passing the ID of that user and also set the status to 1. So that means the next time now this our task scheduler is running, then after 1 second, it will find that this user that we have updated here, it won't select because this user will have a status of 1, not a status of 0. So that's how this one is working. And then here we can just console.log here, and then we can console log the error. So this one, the error down here like that. So here we can console the error, and then the other thing is that I can save this and also format the code. So here I want to show you now these message options. So remember when we created this helper here and then send email, you can see here this is the function, and also we are exporting here, and also we are coming here and importing it up here, and then this one we are calling it here, and then actually passing these message options that we added here, because these message options they need to be added here in the transporter.send email for this function here, that we add this message options, and then this will have either an error or info. So then again, if we come here, we need now to create this message option and then pass them here. So and then if it is successful, then we are going to actually pass we are going to run this code user.find by ID and then update that user like that. And then after that, now you can see here we are exporting this function. So what we are going to do, this is one of the service that we are running using background services. So now this function here, we can call it actually in our now index.js here, and we are calling it now under this cron.scheduler that is running after every second. So here we can just call send, you can see send what, so send mail. So you can see send welcome email here. So from now what we are calling the from this email service. So you can see we have imported it from this email service. So we are going to have another service for delivery emails, and also for pending parcel, and also for delivered parcels. So that is the work of cron or this scheduler. And what we can do is that I want to save this so that this one can run and we'll be able to see emails being sent to our inboxes. So let's try this. Let me just push this up here. Let me try and open another terminal here. So let me open a terminal here. So you can see others for example, this one is for background services here. And when I save here, so let me save this and try and see if we will have an email, because if I let me save first of all. So like that, and then in our database we have one user. So you can see here it's running. We'll be running after 1 second. Here we'll be able to see if we have, you can see now, like this one, we have this ID. This means that email has been sent. And if we check again here, you'll not be able to see any other email because we don't have any other user. So that means that we don't have any user that has a status of 0. And let us check here. So if we come here to our postman and then come back to get all users here, so get all users here. So let me try and get all users. If I just send that, you'll be able to see that here we have this only one user here, and you can see now the status is 1, and we added this having a status of 0. So this is the work of the background services to send the email and also update the status here. So I'm going to get in the inbox of this email. So I'm going to come here and open this email that we used. You can see we have this email here that we used 2023 here at gmail.com. So if I open that email, we'll be able to see that that email that we have been sent using background services. And right here you can be able to see it. We are using this email called Olok Mondala, and you can see here, welcome to send it. So welcome to send it, you can open it, and here you can see how it looks like. So this is the template that we used, and we used this template here. I want to show you. So this one here, we used this template welcome.ejs, and then we passed the full name, password, and the email. So that's where you can be able to see here we have hello Angela you, and then maybe something like email. Here is my email, and also you can see the password, and this password here is after we did the decryption. If I go back to my code here, you can be able to see we did the decryption here before. So if we pass this if we are passing this password from our user directly from our database, it will be encrypted, and that means that user cannot be able to log in with that password because it's an encrypted password. So, and then also you can see here, to log in you can go to this send it and then log in. So that is it. So that's what I wanted to show you in this video. So now that is it. I think now you have understood the work of background services clearly, because this is where I find most people being confused. So now the other thing that I wanted to point out is that if we send the email and then also we don't update the status of the user, that means that user will be sent an unlimited emails, because it is running after every second. Our background services is running after every second, checking for the user that has a status of 0. So that's why we are updating the status of the user right here using their ID. So that is it. I hope you have understood now the work of background services. Thank you. Also, if you have come to this far, make sure that you have subscribed to this YouTube channel, and also you have liked this video. So let me see you in the next video. Have a great day.